Because everyone wears leisure suits in hell. In the land of darkness, you're not measured by your worth. Instead, they count the sequins on your neon disco shirt. They drive around in gremlins, though they know there's no escape, and cry out loud for mercy while they blast their 8-track tapes. Satan starts to dance beneath the gleaming disco ball, lost inside the superficial splendor of it all. His subjects join with bleary eyes as though they're in a trance, dancing with the devil in his polyester pants. Oh, everyone wears leisure suits in hell. Great big disco collars and those platform shoes as well. They languish and they fester in eternal polyester, cause everyone wears leisure suits in hell. Are you festering, my dear? Oh, come on down. It's wonderful down here. Come on down.
In the mid-70s, this breakthrough commercial advanced the boundaries of animation yet another giant step.
We couldn't have made it through the day without something to show the way, that something keep us going.
And you can't make it through the night if you don't have some kind of light that's showing up. 7 Up, 7 Up. We see the light of 7 Up, 7 Up, 7 Up. We see the light of 7
One of the
Yes, folks, you're watching a miracle. It's a miracle if this thing ever got off the ground. Yes, it's the Media Funhouse. I'm your host, Kid. This is the Media Funhouse. And as if you couldn't already guess, you might have already sensed what's going on here from our theme song supplied by our beloved hero. Yes, the icon Zachary, that was Eternal Polyester. And then from that lovely 7-Up commercial that sends me literally flying right back into the days of my childhood. Yes, we're back in a little reverie episode again tonight. You could almost call it part 2, but we did the part 1 weeks and months before. We're going back to the 70s, folks. Yes, we are. He's scared.
I don't want to go.
You don't want to go, but we're doing it anyway. What the hell? We're going to take you through the decade that started right around the time of Kent State. Yes, it opened with Kent State, the decade, and closed with Ronald Wilson Reagan getting elected. There you go. So, you know, he was a joke in the middle of the 70s. Not only was he made fun of in Rocky Horror Picture Show, he was also made fun of by Gerald Ford. Remember that lovely remark about prematurely orange hair? This is a man that got made fun of by Gerald Ford. He was mocked by Gerald Ford at a debate. But by the end of the 80s. Well, what most people identify with the 80s, as I said in our past episode, what most people identify with the 70s, excuse me, is the period from about 75, 76 when punk and disco ran concurrently, and they take that as the whole and entirety of the 70s. Well, no, folks, no. The 60s kind of loped over into the 70s, and then there was that wonderful golden period, 71, 72, 73, 74, when you had those beautiful, sacred one-hit wonders, and that's the kind of childhood that myself and Patrick had, the lovely early AM 70s. So we can't pay a lot of tribute to that because that would be an audio experience. We want to give you some pictures to go with the audio. So what you just saw was that terrific Peter Max-like 7-Up commercial, which, as I said, just sent me flying directly back to my childhood. And what we're going to give you tonight, in order of appearance, we are going to give you part of a kiddie show that warped my mind back in the 70s, available now on videotape. Truly bizarre. Saw it perform live at the Bell Forum, as far as I remember. Oh, the Crofts, Sid and Marty Crofts. We'll give you a little bit of that. Then we will be cutting back to, and as I say, if you don't like the stuff, just tune back in next week. Tune out this week, tune back in next week, because we always try to change our topics, but we're going back to the Carpenters, kids. Yes, with no mockery intended. Truly interesting stuff. We promised it. We promised we'd get back to it when we did our last 70s episode, and here we are back again. So we'll be doing just a little bit of Carpenters for you. A little bit of demented Carpenters, I have to say, so you people who appreciate that kind of stuff might want to stay tuned. And then finally, we're going to go full scale into the 70s that everyone appreciates and loves so much. Yes, we're going to do a little bit of blaxploitation, but late 70s blaxploitation, the kind of stuff not being honored in the festival coming up soon in Lower Manhattan. And finally, we will be ending with a public access show. Yes, a public access show from the late 70s. Nothing, simple. Something featuring, well, I'll explain it later on. It's a public access show I caught, of course, in the early 90s, but it was broadcast in the late 70s. I think it's truly a treasure, and I want to know who the hell put it on, so you people can help me be detectives and tell me who the hell put this on. Maybe the producer of this public access show that's off is maybe even watching out there and can come forward and claim himself. So, what will we cut to right now? We're going to go straight flying. We're going to send you flying right into Lidsville.
Children, and 'twas so began the day that Mark was never to forget. He performed all sorts of miracles, and Mark was so impressed that when the time arrived to go, he lagged behind the rest. Then quietly he did return the secret of the hat to learn, but everyone had gone away and darkness held its breath. The moment that he touched the hat, the room began to glow, and as he put it down and ran, the hat began to grow and 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 grow. He was stunned and he was fascinated, still he had to see there was something deep inside the hat. What could that something be? Then cautiously each step he took, he climbed upon the brim to look, and all at once the hat began to shake and rock. Look out! Falling, falling, into the hat he fell, spinning, turning, whirling, twirling, down, down. And when he looked into the sky, he couldn't believe his ears or eyes. Lidsville is the cookiest, Lidsville is the kickiest, Lidsville is the grooviest, Lidsville is the living and friend. If you get a chance to go there, you'll be glad you did, 'cause everybody who goes to Lidsville really flips his lid.
How's that for a topper?
Right? Feels right? Feels right? Feels right? Yes, Lidsville, kids. What can I tell you? It wasn't as auspicious as I remembered it. As a kid, I remember that as being, it was ran from 1971 to 1973. I remember it as being very state-of-the-art, very high-tech, and actually it's, kind of meager. It's no comments about Lidsville. Just kind of felt costumes. I remember it as being particularly peculiar. It's still pretty absurdist. I don't want to say surreal, but it's pretty bizarro. Well, kid falls in the hat. Eddie Munster falling in the hat. Who does he meet but the great Charles Nelson Riley? And of course, you get Weenie the Genie, who is either a male or female, played by an actress. I don't know whether the hell it was supposed to be a male or female character. But we go on from the magical world of Sid and Marty Krofft, who I remember seeing a felt-form performance of a Sigmund and the Sea Monsters Super Show, in which they not only had that show, which featured the uncanny singing, or the something singing of Johnny Whitaker, you also had tributes to the past Krofft megaworks, Lidsville and H.R. Puff and stuff. All the great shows from Sid and Marty Krofft. Truly amazing. Where are they nowadays? Who knows? But we push on to the radio because, as we said, we want to do a full survey of the 70s as we remember them. We always do these little reverie shows. We did TV. We're going to get to the movies, but for now we get to the pop music scene. Yes, we're going back to the Carpenters, folks. I hear some of you moaning out there, but hey, as we say, we try to give you a variety of stuff. We're doing this in honoration of the new cassette, which has come out, called Carpenters Interpretations. This is honoring the 25th anniversary. It's assembled by Richard. It's a bunch of video clips. You have some nice performances. They're actually the record clips with Karen lip-syncing, Richard lip-syncing, so you have some bizarre moments where he's lip-syncing her singing, but it's pretty interesting stuff. It's the only one commercially out on the market now, so we definitely recommend it if you were interested in this stuff and not just cashing in on the little tribute album, If I Were a Carpenter, that came out last year. Very nice stuff and everything, but this is the real deal. It's got her doing some versions of Broadway show tunes from this moment on, all that kind of stuff. But what are we going to show you? We're going to show you a little clip of this new tape, which came out from A&M record. Yeah, A&M Video. That's A was Alfred, as we know from nasty little Todd Haynes movie. But so we show a little clip of this, the very kind of melancholic Karen, who we had shown on the last program. We showed you Ticket to Ride and a bunch of the other publicity films, which come from the other tape, which came out a few years back. You may even be able to find it, as we say, on your shelves of your video stores. We always recommend you go hunting on the shelves of the video store. You might find Yesterday Once More. We're going to show you the actual publicity film for Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft. Yes, Klatow, the amazing rock band. This was the actual ad that appeared in TV Guide for the Carpenters, where the hell is it? The Carpenters Space Encounters. We may not be able to get a tight shot of this. Our technical facilities are quite limited, but yes, it had on its program, yes, a terrifying hour with John Davidson, Charlie Callis, and Suzanne Summers. Yes, and on this program, Richard Carpenter got to indulge his love of science fiction. He got his sister singing a Klatow song called Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft, which you can indeed find on this cassette. They have a very nice rendition, which she does in like a ballroom gown on a piano and everything. But what we want to show you, besides a little melancholic Karen from the new cassette called The Carpenter's Interpretations, we want to give you Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft as I remember it from that particular special, with Karen kind of flying in space. So here we send you into the outer space world of the Carpenters.
What I feel is come and gone before. No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days, Mondays always get me down. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days, Mondays always get me down. All Hit Radio.
All right, you're listening to All Hit Radio, and it's 53 degrees at 13 minutes past the hour. And right now on our All Request line, I've got Mike Ledgerwood on the phone. Hey, babe, what would you like to hear? Hey, babe, I'm sorry, I can't hear you too well. You're going to have to speak a little closer into the phone. Okay, babe, what would you like to hear again?
We are observing your Earth.
Hey, Mike, I'm sorry, babe, but that's not on our playlist. And by the way, you sound great over the phone. Anyway, if you give us your request, we'll be glad to play it for you, babe, so let's hear it.
We are observing your Earth.
Listen, Mike, I'm sorry, babe, but we can't...
And we'd like to make
I'm sorry, Mike, there's...
a contact with you. Baby.
In your mind you have capacities, you know, to telepath messages through the vast unknown. Please close your eyes and concentrate with every thought you think upon the recitation we're about to say. Calling occupants of interplanetary craft. Calling occupants of interplanetary most extraordinary craft. Calling occupants of interplanetary craft. Calling occupants of interplanetary ultra-atmospheric. We've been observing your Earth, and one night we'll make a contact with you. We are your friends. Calling occupants of interplanetary, quite extraordinary craft. And please come in peace, we beseech you. transmit thought energy far beyond the norm. You close your eyes, you concentrate, together that's the way to send a message we declare world contact day.
And yes, we step away from the lovely world of the Carpenters there, the lush sound. I have to say that connected to my fixation for Karen is, of course, my undying affection for those late 70s actresses, Brooke Adams, Karen Allen, Jessica Harper, and Kathleen Quinlan. They all look similar, they all got the same kind of roles, and none of them are working that much these days. But we have to say farewell to Karen and the Carpenters. You can check out Interpretations on A&M Home Video. And we check into now, yes, we get into the wacky stuff. Avenging Disco Godfather, folks. Yes, Rudy Ray Moore. We got to give you some of this because there is an upcoming blaxploitation festival everybody's talking about down in Lower Manhattan. They're not doing the lower budget films. They're mostly doing the mainstream Hollywood stuff. Been programmed very intelligently, but you have to do the low-budget blaxploitation. It's fascinating stuff. Rudy Ray Moore's films. He was a stand-up comic. He was a blue nightclub stand-up comic, and this was his bid for acting legitimacy in Avenging. It's also called Avenging Godfather, Disco Godfather. My personal favorite title is Avenging Disco Godfather. This is a god-awful, box art here, but we won't even try to convey to you the complexities of the plot line. We'll just say that it has exorcism. Talk about your 70s plot development right there. It has a drug called the whack. Not crack, not smack, but the whack, which is actually PCP, angel dust. And so it has drug taking, it has exorcism, it has supernatural plot elements, and it has roller disco, and it has Rudy Ray Moore just being himself. You know, it's kind of, and really unprofessional actors. It's terrific. I don't know exactly where it was shot. I believe it was Detroit or somewhere, but there's nobody you'll recognize in the film except the great Rudy Ray. So now we send you flying straight into, on our 70s episode, Avenging Disco Godfather.
Is a godfather of disco. He don't give no slack. We'll boogie all round you. Don't take no shit. It's death on an angel. It's clean to the bone. Yes, it is. Let me tell y'all about it. He's the godfather of the disco.
I'm fine and guaranteed to blow your mind. It's now Godfather time. All right. Put your weight on it. Put your weight on it. Put your weight on it. Angel dust. And I thought I was on top of everything. And in my family, that's getting too damn close.
doctor said you was gonna be all right.
What? What about my arm, man? Bucky, what are you talking about? How can I play when I ain't got no... I can still play, right?
Of course you can play, Bucky. You know you're the best.
And how could we have forgotten to mention that not only does Avenging Disco Godfather contain all of those hallmarks of the wonderfully faddish 70s that we've already shown, but it also has kung fu as evidenced in this scene.
Just finishing up, sir. No problem. Just some crosswires. It's okay now.
Let me check the line.
Yes, Rudy Ray was one hot shot in his day, wasn't he, folks? Well, that's it for the Media Funhouse. We still have the final clip to go, but first we do want to do our finishing credits. And by the way, no, I don't know why there was a Happy Days little ukulele string guitar in the indie gift package. The answer to that, got it on 14th Street, it was $1. That's the answer, it was $1. So there you go, that was Rudy Ray Moore in Avenging Disco Godfather, and now we do our little outro credits. We say thank you very much to our producer cameraman, Mr. Patrick, thanks a whole lot. We also want to say thank you to New York Video, First Avenue between 52nd and 53rd, New York Video Experts all, and we also want to say that you should write into our address. We want questions, suggestions, comments about stuff you've seen on this episode or any episodes in the past few weeks. We are at P.O. Box 2717, New York, New York 10185, P.O. Box 2717, New York, New York 10185. We want to hear from you. This is an interactive program in the old-fashioned way. And in the old 70s old-fashioned way, write us a letter. And also, when can you see this potpourri? You can see it Sunday nights, Monday mornings, 1:30 a.m., Channel 69. Sunday nights, Monday mornings, 1:30 a.m., Channel 69. And the rerun is still, for the time being, on Friday nights, Saturday mornings, 1:30 a.m., Channel 16. That's Friday nights, Saturday mornings, 1:30 a.m., Channel 16. And finally, I want to show the public access show I mentioned earlier in the program. Yes, it was taped at the tail end of the 70s. Yeah, it's Sid Vicious, Nancy Spungen, Stiv Bators, and a girl from the B-Girls on a public access show somewhere in New York. Sid is perched. He's right the day before he's going to be appearing at Max's Kansas City before that place closed down. They're being interviewed on public access. This was shown on a program that I caught in the early 90s called Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace, which our enlightened producer pointed out was the name of a Cheap Trick song, which was a little in-joke because the program was listed as an inspirational thing in MNN's catalog. It was certainly not an inspirational show. It was a rock and roll concert, bootleg type rare footage show. There was no host, none of this kind of stuff with a guy sitting here explaining the clips to you. It was just clips thrown at you. A lot of Kiss, a lot of Cheap Trick. This guy was really, or this woman was very into the 70s. Obviously a person of the 70s. We may be showing you some more clips we got from that program in the weeks and months to come because they truly were amazing. But right now we just want to close out with a little bit of that Sid Vicious interview because we know we have a lot of viewers out there who are interested in this kind of stuff, seeing the rare footage in the late evening hours. And we'd also like to find out who the hell did do this show, because I wrote into the show twice. Yes, I was that guy, Ed, who wrote into you twice to find out who the hell you were. And if you're out there watching, contact us, because we'd like to trade with you. We like to do trades because we, as we always say, we'll end on our beloved motto, copyright laws are never broken when it's only a trade between friends. It's late night, I start, slurring our motto, but we say come back here next week to the Media Funhouse.
Since it has been
we got the first part, you just faded out at the end.
Oh, sorry. Is
he hot to trot or what?
Pardon? Since it has been here in New York, has he been hot on the prowl, or has he been just seeing one alias, Penny McCall?
Well, I don't understand what you're talking about.
Peter Frampton. Yes, you confused with Peter Frampton.
No, I'm not confusing him. I had just heard from friends that he has been seeing Penny.
What's your first name?
Why would he be seeing Peter Frampton's girlfriend?
Penny McCall is Peter Frampton.
I don't want to see some ugly old bitch that Peter Frampton goes out with, do I?
I'm his girlfriend and his manager. I have been for 2 years.
These are just rumors that have been going about that she's been seeing a lot of Penny.
Hey, you want to get this guy in trouble in front of the old lady?
No idea she was going out with him.
You heard that Penny McCall was going out with Sid?
Yeah.
Well, that's a ridiculous rumor. I believe it, and I should know.
Sid has better
She
taste
had
than
left
that.
Peter and had to sort of get things...
I'd say he had better taste than Penny McCall.
I paint a face on the pillow when I go out and it fools her.
Have a good night.
You too.
Hello, you're live.
Hi, my question for the group is, what's the reason...
Hello, you're live.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
I want to direct a question to Sid.
Go ahead.
You're on Warner Brothers, I understand. I know Ronnie Wood is on Warner Brothers too. He's doing his own album on the coast. I just would like to know, I'm a personal friend, if you'd be interested in participating in a cut or two from the album, maybe.
What was that again?
Could you...
With Ronnie Wood.
Did you hear that?
Do me a
Not our
favour.
kind of music.
I'm not going to play that old cunt.
Hello, you're live.
I spent a lot of this time this last week going while seeing Yes at the Garden and seeing ELO at the Garden, and I mean that's unfortunate for me. I realize that. I personally prefer punk rock myself, but I was just kind of wondering. I mean, these are the people that are packing 23,000 people into Madison Square Garden. I mean, could the Sex Pistols have done that?
Yeah.
Sure, they could have.
Well,
Packed out Madison Square Garden.
Well, listen, I just want to know what you see as the direction of punk. Well, what's in for it in the next year? I mean, Melody Maker did a long...
How could I know? You just take... I live day by day. I don't plan my life years ahead.
Okay, well, it just, some people have to, I guess. Well, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Have a good night. Hello, you're live.
Hello, I'd like to address this question to the ladies.
Go ahead. Could you turn your TV down just a hair?